Nèg a branché a fait bec yo là, a branché a parlé un paquet de bon caca sur Facebook. All right, back again with another video. This video today has been inspired by a post I read on Facebook by a page named Voodoo Serviteur. This kind of pissed me off in a sense because my thing is this: there's a lot of commercial voodoo out here and a lot of people that don't understand and that are not spiritual. This post, I'm going to read part of it. I'm not going to go into detail about it whatsoever. I'm just going to cut it off whatsoever. Here we go. To us, savants of voodoo, there exists one creator within the universe. This makes our belief system, voodoo, a monotheistic belief system. Unlike the marketing belief systems, we have no concept of hell, nor heaven, or Satan, who's forever battling God. Within the existence, there exists conscious (parentheses physical) and subconscious (parentheses ancestral) realm within which we experience life. Hold on. All right. All right, let's play this. I just gotta clear this up real quick. Now, when we start talking about the inferno, on soit l'enfer, they say in voodoo there's no concept of that. Wait. I don't know what part of Haiti this person is from, or if they just lived in America all their life. I don't know whatsoever. If they just read a bunch of books and something like that on voodoo and just create this page, Voodoo Serviteur, and I don't even know what level that they're at. Again, like I said, there's a lot of hooligans out here that don't know anything from a can of paint. They take a bunch of photos and they post them up, and yeah, you think, oh yeah, this is voodoo. No, well, let me explain something. There's a part of voodoo that's not spoken of too much, and a lot of Mombos and Wugons try to run away from this aspect of voodoo, and this is more of what you say, the darker aspect of voodoo. A lot of people try to run away from that because when you start talking about the darker aspect of voodoo, you start understanding what Christians today or Catholics are talking about. We can say that Catholicism and Christianity did play a role in the evolution of voodoo, in a sense that the l'enfer or hell, we can say this: there is a concept of hell in voodoo. We can say that in Guinea there's different places. Paradis et puis l'enfer. You know what I'm saying? Now the l'enfer, that's where we have job. If the job, you can't have a job (parentheses demon) without having a hell. These things actually exist. And if you do have a concept of, if there is no concept of hell, why do we have a judge? We say in voodoo, Baon La Croix is the judge. Just like you have in Christianity, you say that God judges the actions of the good and bad. You find that in voodoo, but it becomes another label as Baon La Croix being the judge of the dead. So this whole concept of Satan, Satan in voodoo is what we refer to as Metkafu. He's a correspondence for what we call Satan, because he is the one that opens the doors to the infernal realm. If you want to be able to do wrong or bad on earth, you have to go to Metkafu. But in some Bokor communities, they do actually deal with the actual energy of Satan or Satan whatsoever. So this whole thing of voodoo is just some type of laughter, ha ha ha, Rada tradition with Ezeli Freda and Ogu and all these Papa Legba. Fuck that. Voodoo is a very violent tradition. Voodoo itself was not what you have today. Back then, when you talk about how Haiti got its independence, voodoo voodoo evolved as a tradition to destroy our oppressor. Not no fucking let's walk and hold hands. This is some type of fuckery that, a lot of people have brought to America in order to sell a religious, a quasi voodoo whatsoever, because nobody wants to talk about Metkafu, nobody wants to talk about Ezulis Yewush, nobody wants to talk about Petro when they get to America. But in Haiti, it's a natural tradition. It's natural for people to recognize this stuff, So when we start talking about, and then if I'm correct, okay, when we start, wait, hold on. I'm losing my thoughts. I'm just moving at 90 miles an hour. Let me just address this. In voodoo, God, bon Dieu, is seen in different lights with different people. I remember hearing a statement, bon Dieu pas là, il y a le travail, which means God is not available, he has went to work. Because in voodoo, God is what we call a non-existent, and for those who are into Kabbalah, we hear of Ayin Sof, or In Sof whatsoever, or Ayin, which is this unfathomable, non-existent God, or creator that's ever present but unable to basically be seen, or we could say does not exist at all. This is a cosmic, this is a transcendental concept beyond the concept of, a concept of a God. This is transcendental knowledge here. For people that's talking about this God and stuff like that, that is like a low level of thinking. When you start talking about Gametla, you're talking about something that is beyond comprehension. You're talking about the existence that's like doesn't even exist. You're talking about nihilism, So that's what we mean by bon Dieu le travail in voodoo. So you can say God exists but doesn't exist. Again, when we talk about this Satan thing whatsoever, basically Satan in Kabbalah is basically an angelic force or an energy that is responsible for opening up the gates to the lower grade energies itself, So in voodoo, we have the same correspondence, which is Met Kafu. Labels are just hosts to basically gain access to a particular line of energy. That's all it is. So when we start talking about the concept of heaven and hell, heaven is paradis, and we have l'enfer, which is hell. And between that, the person who decides where you go is basically a judge. If you go back into Kemetic studies or ancient Egyptian studies, you'll realize that Mayat, was the justice pendulum, which swung, which weighed the balance of which waged the heart against the feather of truth. And in the midst of that, you had Anubis, who basically devoured the souls of the living. So in voodoo, you have that. So I say this, for those who are running the page, Voodoo Savite, you definitely, I can't tell you to do your research. I would tell you to go within. Go within yourself and find the answers, because I don't know. Maybe you guys are reading too much books or something like that. Maybe so. I don't know what you guys are doing, But as far as this, the stuff out here, I say this. 10% of the stuff you read about voodoo is true. The other 90%, is untrue. So I definitely say this. Voodoo, we say in voodoo, pas gen livre nan voodoo. Everything you learn in voodoo is by experience and what the law revealed to you, So I say this to, the viewers, do yourself a favor, tune in to yourself and stop reading these books and stop believing everything you hear from Wungans, Mumbos, whatsoever. Because definitely they're trying to market, especially in America, they're marketing this type of, they're marketing this watered down system with a voodoo label on it. And it's utter bullshit to me. So with that, I conclude this video and I am out.